pinch myself sometimes to make sure I'm not in a dream. That's how it seems. I close my eyes and breathe in the sweetest moments I've ever known. It feels like home. And here I am, I wanna be your everything. There you are, turning winter into spring. And everyone that sees you always wants to know you. And everyone that knows you always has a smile. You're a standing ovation after years of waiting for a chance to finally shine. Everyone calls you amazing. Yeah, I just call you mine. I fall apart, and just a word from you somehow seems to fix whatever's wrong. Oh, you reach into the weakest moments and remind me that I'm strong. You gotta know, I'd be a fool not to see, or even worse, to forget that you're more than I deserve. 'Cause everyone that sees you always wants to know you. And everyone that knows you always has a smile. You're a standing ovation after years of waiting for a chance to finally shine. Everyone calls you amazing. I just call you mine. Nothing makes sense when you're not here. As if my whole world disappears without you. What's the point of it? 'Cause everyone that sees you always wants to know you.